Hi, this is David Brown with Incisive Media, and we're live at the LMA 2009. This is Lance Godard of the Godard Group. And Lance, actually, why don't you tell us a little bit about what the Godard Group does?
We do a lot of social networking for lawyers, trying to push the envelope on how lawyers can extract more value from social networking.
Sure.
And I've been writing a blog for a little bit and talking about why lawyers should be on Twitter is a big topic, and I think that there's something much more there than any of us can think of.
Why should lawyers be on Twitter?
Because I think it's a way for them to prove to people they're smart. They
Right.
They talk about things that are important to clients and potential clients. Thought leadership issues. They can be almost a resource for their clients on topics. Twitter's basically replaced my RSS feed for getting news now.
Yes.
And they can develop relationships with people, that are much stronger than posting on a blog even, or as has been going, putting newsletters and sending them around and things like that.
There's, at law firms, there's often a very conservative approach to new ways of doing these kinds of things. How do you overcome some of the objections that you might hear, and what are some of the objections?
Well, yeah, a lot of the objections are, if we have lawyers on Twitter, it's the same as blogging, really, in a lot of ways. Who's going to approve what they say? What if they say something wrong? And I think there's a lot of real issues in controlling what you say on Twitter.
Right.
But at the same time, I think there's a lot of communication that lawyers do with people that isn't privileged communication, and can't even be concerned with that. I think you just have to go slowly, though. I mean, start out. One of the firms I'm talking with is going to start feeding out their articles on a Twitter feed. That's the first step, and then you can take the next step, maybe personalize that Twitter feed. So, like some of the corporations have done, under the company's name, there's a person doing the feed. Right. And then it becomes a person. And I mean, I wouldn't expect someone like Scott Monty or the Zappos Tony to be. I wouldn't anyone like that in a law firm. Right. But potentially you could have a person there.
Right. I mean, what's the client development side of this that you see? Do you see people really getting business from Twitter eventually?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you seeing that already?
You do see it already. Yeah. I think that there's a way that people will be able to get business from Twitter that none of us can even imagine now. I started about a month ago doing on live interviews, 22 questions I asked practicing lawyers who are on Twitter. And in the last one, someone broke into the feed and said, I was interviewing Brett Trout in Des Moines, Iowa. Brett Trout, I saw your interview with 22 tweets. I want to send someone to you, and she referred a client to him, and he said it was work. So yes, I think you can get work from Twitter.
Absolutely. What about some of the other social networking sites like LinkedIn?
I think LinkedIn is very powerful. It's good for capturing information about you. Right. You can the schools you went to, the statistics, things like that, and I think the LinkedIn groups are becoming very useful as well as forums for people with similar interests to communicate.
Right. The theme of this conference is change, and obviously that's related to the economy. How has the economy affected what you're doing? What are some of the challenges you faced, and how are you overcoming those?
Well, I think that it's a tough time for everybody. The legal profession has been hit in ways that no one could have ever imagined. Particularly all the kids who went to school and spent a lot of money to become lawyers. Right. And it's forcing people to reevaluate how they do things, how they get business, how they do business. There's a lot of debate now about billing, and I think some of it will take hold. These alternative, getting away from the billable hour, because I think people have to now be different. They can't keep doing the same. It has to change. So I think the economy is really going to force tremendous changes on the profession, how firms are structured, and different ways of changing the way you communicate.
Sure, great. Lance, thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.